Hello and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for subscribing. It really means a lot to me, and I really hope that what I've learnt along the journey can help you. My next project is a horse portrait for a friend. It's a gift. I haven't done a horse portrait before, so I thought I'd give it a go. His name is Prospero. He's pre-Andalusian, so his sire was Andalusian and the dam a thoroughbred. He's quite a character. I've actually met him. He's a very, very special boy. Alright, so I'll start by sharing the beginning process of this, which I didn't record. I decided sort of at the last minute that I'd put this online as well. And I'm doing it for my own personal reference, so I can go back and see, what colours did I use there and how did I do that, and because it's easy to forget when you do a lot of art. Okay, so how I started this was I have my reference photo, and I put my reference photo in Photoshop, resized it to the canvas size and put it in a projector and projected the image onto the canvas and sketched using pencil. Then I've gone over using acrylics, just blocking in with black in the very dark areas, and in the shadowed areas I've used a bit of purple. Highlight areas I've put a bit of yellow in there. What I'll be doing next, firstly, then I've just blocked in where my foliage is going to be, and I've blocked in the sky blend. The next step, which I'll be of course recording, will be to block in using acrylics. So I've already done my colour matching. That's done in Photoshop, and then I've compared the colours to my colour chart, and I've just listed the colours that I need to block in Prospero. And then once I've done that, I'll be moving over to oils and finishing the painting in oils. So I really hope that this little video tutorial or workshop helps you in your painting journey. Alright, so I have my reference photo handy, and I'll be looking at my reference photo while I'm painting the ears. I decided just to blend the colours for now and do Prospero's ears. Okay, to do his ears, I've chosen 4 brushes. This is a number 12 Taklon angle brush, and what's this one? A round number 2. I also have a number 10 flat. It's a nice small brush to work with. Alright, I'll get started. I did do the sky blend in oils. Unfortunately the camera stopped, didn't have my GoPro on, so I thought I'd just explain what I did. I blended my four colours, giving a nice sort of blend and gradient. So Tasman blue and white, and then Tasman blue, white and a touch of phthalo blue, and a bit more phthalo blue in my fourth colour with a bit of Tasman blue. And I laid my colours on, going from my light to dark, and then I used my blending brush to do my cross hatching and blend the colours together. And I do have a little bug in there, and I do have a couple of little hairs, brush hairs in there, and I will wait till the oils are dry before I even attempt to remove them. I thought I'd just come in now and put some greenery in the background, and I might start working from his ears again and work my way down. To blend in, I'm just going to use a soft, it's a 16 Gallery Series soft. Well, I'm using it as a blending brush because it is lovely and soft. And I'll start from my lights and I'll work my way down to the darks. That way I'm not blending my dark up into my light, which I have a habit of doing sometimes. This colour here is actually down for his mouth and nose area. I wasn't thinking when I started mixing my colours, but I've used cadmium red, I've used raw umber and white, and I added some transparent red oxide to that colour as well, but I'll ignore that for now. I'm not going to use it. I want to start on his ears. So for his ears I've got three colour mix which I've lightened up except for the black blue. There's a Mars black and phthalo blue. And here I've got some raw umber and black, and I'll lighten that up as I go with the white I've got there. And for his ears, I've mixed some red oxide, raw umber, red oxide and white. And I'll see what that looks like once I start applying it to the canvas. If I'm not happy with it, I'll adjust that as I go. Okay, let's do the ears. Alright, I have just done the ears in oils and trying as close as I can to match the colours that I had in acrylics underneath. My next layer, my second layer of oils will be lighter, so that'll just make the ears pop out a bit more, and the rest of him. So Next I'll be blocking in his face. I still have the colours on my palette that I use to block in the ears, and I will use what I've got left in the darker places on his face, and then I've also been playing around with colours here that I've added. What was it? Burnt umber, a bit of burnt umber, a bit of raw sienna, and I did a bit of transparent oxide, and I added just a smidgen of cadmium red as well. And as you can see here in the photo, I want to try and match this budget colour as close as possible. Let's get started. Using the colours that I had left on my palette, I applied the paint just to the main area. I can see the highlights. I've just changed my colour a bit. I'm working on getting the shape of the ear happening, and what I want to do now is just start blending the colours that I need for his face, so I can just keep going with it. Red scarlet, raw umber, and the red oxide transparent, and I added a little bit of white down in this colour and a touch of black to darken this one up a bit. Now I can see that this lighter colour needs to go up here. Just make sure I've got no paint on my fingers, because I put a blob of oils on here earlier on the sky, so I need to be extra careful. I've been working on his ear, and I've spent a couple of hours just on the ear alone, trying to get the shape and the colour and happening. And I'm going to stop because it's turning to mud. I'll probably work on this one a little bit more tomorrow. Let's see how we go. It has been challenging me, but I'll keep going. I've made a lot of colour variations here. Here, what I've done, I'm going to try and remember now, I had transparent oxide, red oxide, and burnt sienna, and I mixed that, dragged that over here, and I made a mix of yellow. I've added a little bit of yellow in it. Actually, no, I didn't. Okay, I mixed some of that darker mix that I've got here, the red oxide and burnt sienna, and I ended up blending it with a bit of Naples yellow just to give it a bit more oomph. Then I added some, what was it? Then I added a bit of cadmium yellow light because I wanted to make it more orange. So then I've added the brighter colour into my red oxide and burnt sienna. I also added some cadmium red into these colours, just a little bit at a time, and that's all you can do. Just keep playing around and just you know, until you get the desired colour you're looking for. I can, if you are interested, I can show you how to do foliage and the bird in other videos. The bird still needs the final details, the little sparrow, and I'm just about finished with the foliage. So now that I did do more on Prospero's face, I worked around the eye, I worked on really blending in and throwing in all the different shades and tones, and the colour has been a bit tricky, but if I can't get it exact, I'll get it as close to the colour I see on the reference photo as I can. So this is the main area I've been working on. The ears are finished. The mane, I've just been playing around with the mane, and that's just by getting a very fine liner brush or detailed brush, and lots of little fine lines in there, and I give them a bit of a blend. What else? Oh, that's right, change the colour of his halter. It'll be black, and that's how my friend would like the halter. Right, so it still needs quite a few highlights and a bit of detail around the eye, and that's it. The nose, the mouth need work, and still the cheek needs more detail, and I will hopefully be able to capture the process of this. I've had a bit of a bad luck with my GoPro, and my camera batteries keep going out very quickly, or I find if I don't even use them, they're draining. So if I haven't been able to get every step of the process, I do apologise, but I'll go along and just give you the idea of what I'm doing and what brushes I'm using, and then you can apply that to your piece as well. So I think the most important things for me are the colour, and to try and define the this nice cheekbone, the highlights around the eyes, and the eye is very important to get right, because the eye is a window to the soul. And every time I see Prospero, I think he's absolutely beautiful, and I always get the giggles. He's just the sweetest. Alright, so I will do my best to show you the process. If you have any questions after the tutorial is finished, you can contact me, and we can have a chat and see how you can get yourself through the process from start to finish. As you can see, I've made a bit of a mess down here on the nose, if you can see that in the camera. When I was doing the flowers, obviously I had paint on my fingers, and I've left little dots everywhere. I'm not worried. Second layer now will hide those marks. Alright, let's get started. Okay, I'm ready to work on Prospero's face. I've made up a fresh mix of paints. I did put a sky blend in there using Tasman blue and white. I've got a bit of lilac on standby. Colours, cadmium red medium. I added a tiny bit to my burnt umber and transparent red oxide, and then I've dragged the sky colour down to lighten this mix up. This blend raw umber and cadmium red and white to lighten it up. Burnt sienna and red oxide, and I've lightened that up a little bit as well. I've got burnt umber on standby, raw umber on standby. This is raw umber and red oxide, and raw umber and the blue black mix. If as I'm going, if I think I need to change my colours, you know, I might have to add a bit more brown or red oxide to any of these. I'll do that as I'm going, but this is just my start. Okay, I'll be going by my reference photo and looking at where I need to place my highlights and, you know, work around the mouth area as well, getting all the detail in, as much detail as I can for now. The colour is more important than the fine detail, because the fine detail will be the very last. It's only its second layer. So here we go. I want to start off using this little brush. I like it because it can create fine hair. Very gently. I'm just going to try and find this line. It's not exactly the colour I want, but I'm going to lay it on there anyway. I think I've mentioned what I use for a blending brush. This was my daughter's eyeshadow brush. I think that's what it's used for. And it makes a perfect blending brush. I like it because I've got both ends I can work with, and it's really good for the fine blending. Okay, so I'll just wipe that off a bit. Now that I've blended my dark, I want to very gently now just blend that very lightly. Alrighty, I'm up to the very final touches now. I still have to do a bit more definition around his eye. His forelock has to just be a bit more wispy. I'll be working on the bird, just improving the colour of the wings. I wasn't happy with the colour of the bird's wings, and I think then I'll be done. So hopefully, you know, I can spend quite a bit of time in one spot. When I was putting in these details down on the nose here, it took me about a good 5 or 6 hours just to work on this small area. So it is time consuming. And then because it's oil, it's, you know, you have to wait for the oils to dry before you can go over the top and, you know, with highlights. So let's see, I can get this finally done today and get him to his new owner. All right, let's do it. to the very final detail. I need to just highlight a little bit more around his eye to give that a bit more depth, and I'll add a few more highlights now to the rest of his face. He's definitely challenged me, but I'm happy that I have persevered. Done. I hope that this workshop tutorial helps you get through the process of creating your own masterpiece. You saw that there's no simple way. You know, it's necessary to go from layer upon layer upon layer. I stuck to my colours, same colours all throughout the painting process. I adjusted them as I went on to the next layer, to the next level. So, you know, keep in mind, you start with your sketch, you start with your base coat, and from there you just continue to build on your painting. There is no quick process. You saw that Prospero went through some scary looking stages, and you know, that doesn't worry me anymore. Once upon a time it did, and I would go, oh my God, I can't paint, you know, I can't do this, I can't do this, what am I thinking? Don't do that, don't do that. Don't let the fear, don't let doubt stop you from creating your beautiful artwork. I encourage you, keep going, and you know, you'll get there. It's a process, trust it. So thanks again. Oh, and before I go, I do apologise for the quality of the tutorial. You know, sometimes you have to make do with what you have, and my video, my camera was not suitable for videoing, so I did have a lot of problems with it. So, you know, hopefully now from here on in, the next workshops or tutorials I do will be a better quality. So thanks again, and you know, be on the lookout. Make sure you subscribe to what's new on my website, and I'll be putting more tutorials up there. My next one will be painting a wave. So oh, and if you need to contact me or speak to me, you know, regarding your project, please call me. My number is 0754295014, Queensland, Australia. I'll be more than happy to assist you. Take care and happy creating. Enjoy the journey. Bye for now.